In the gated section of Santa Rita Ranch sits a northeast facing property that looks out to this. You gotta stick around for this one. Now this is 525 Faith Drive right here in Liberty Hill, Texas. We're in Santa Rita Ranch. We are minutes from the amenity centers that are very close by to this home. And we're in a gated section of Santa Rita Ranch. More on that a little bit later. This home has got 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, is over 2,200 square feet, and was built by Sitterle Homes back in 2021. Now there's so much great design in this home that I'm going to show you in full detail. Like, we're going to get back to that stairwell where on the risers they did a really fun accent tile. We got beams running across these very tall ceilings, and then on purpose I have some of the window blinds shut. So wait until you see, when we're going to come back in here in a few minutes, I'm going to have some of those blinds up, and wait until you see the amount of natural light that comes into this home. Now, at the time I'm recording this video, this home is for sale at $575,000. It's also for rent at $2,500 per month. So by the end of this, I want to know what you think about this home and if you would rather buy it or rent it. And like usual, we're going to start right here in the kitchen where they did 2-tone kitchen cabinets. Notice that kitchen island and the lower cabinet are this dark color. Everything else is very light and bright, forces your eyes to look up. And then what I love what they did here is they took the backsplash, they did a tile that has a lot of movement in it, and they ran that tile along the vent hood going up all the way up to the ceiling above this 5-burner gas stove top. Now, I want you to see why I think Sitterle is so popular, where the square footage I gave you is very deceptive. Over 2,200 square feet, but feels a lot bigger. And here's why. As we turn the corner, you see some built-in appliances. You see a fun cabinet area with a different backsplash. But notice what happens when I look up from this kitchen island. Those tall ceilings and the beams running across the ceiling make this living room feel massive. And wait until we come back in here and those blinds are up. It's just so much natural light comes into the space, and it makes it feel so much larger. Now, I want to show you the pantry, but in about a minute, we're going to be in the backyard, and I can't wait for you to see that backyard, because to be northeast facing is very important for certain people buying into this area of Santa Rita Ranch, but also having privacy behind you is fantastic. And there aren't many homes at this square footage that have the backyard that you're about to see. And they also don't have this. This is really well thought out, where we got electrical up on the wall. We got a floor outlet down here. If you want to see photos of this home, I do have it linked up in the description of this video, and it has it fully staged out. So those were pictures back when the settlers were living in this home, and so they look fantastic. They had great furniture in them, great decor, and that will really show you what this home feels like fully staged. But it's the backyard that really seals the deal here, for one reason and one reason only. So many people want to move to Santa Rita Ranch. Maybe they know people inside the community, they want to be close by, but they are fearful of being in a community that's got 10,000 homes being built, right? They don't want to be around all the activity. And I think when you get to this backyard, you feel so much privacy, so much nature, so much serenity, and that's very unique in this community. Hey, real quick, later on in the video, I'm going to show you how they transformed the game room upstairs into a media room. Stick with me, still a lot to see here. Okay, I hope you really love this view that's here, and we're going to get back into the home. There's still a lot to see here. Well, you do see the primary bathroom with all the great tile work that's there. I did open up the blinds that you see here. Take a look at how much of a difference that makes. And when Wi-Fi is working and the blinds are up on the back wall, you should see how much natural light comes into this main living area. I think you're already getting a good idea with just those dining room windows in, but I want to head to the primary bedroom next, because the primary bedroom and bathroom, I think, is probably the most underrated part of not only this floor plan, but also this specific home, simply because of the upgrades that were chosen. But I want to go back to floor plan, because there are not many builders that do what you're about to see right here in this primary bathroom. And this is what so many people tell me they want. And that is as much natural light as possible. Yep, we do have a skylight up there, which is fantastic. Brings in so much natural light in here. We do have a freestanding tub on this side, and then they did a darker tile in the walk-in shower with an accent band that runs vertically, which forces your eyes to look up, and it really takes in all the great ceiling height that's in this home. Now, if you take a look at the primary
the vanity that's here in the primary bathroom around that large mirror. They ran that same tile work as an accent around it. I think it looks fantastic. I also think the floor tile that was selected here is great. A lot of the lighter touches get pulled out by the countertops, as well as that accent tile, and then the dark veins get pulled in by that walk-in shower darker tile. Now we got the commode on this side, which I don't think you need to see in full detail. And then we do have a closet right here that has a nook in the back, perfect for luggage. So when people tell me when they travel overseas, they got a lot of luggage when they do that, and there is not much attic space in these new builds for really any house. I've even toured 4,000 or 5,000 square foot homes, and the attic space in Texas is minimal because they really just need to give you quick access to the HVAC unit. And if the HVAC unit is usually right around where the entry is to the attic, then you really just have access that way. You don't really have that much attic space. So a lot of people ask me, where am I supposed to put my luggage? And that is a good question. And storage becomes a big issue in these homes. But I like how they had some good storage there in the primary bedroom closet. And you don't see this usually at this square footage of just over 2,200 square feet. But like I said, this is a one-of-a-kind home. We are looking at one of the bedroom slash flex areas, meaning if you want to use this as a downstairs study, I think it's perfect for it. But if you want it as a bedroom, you do have closet space right over there. And one of the things that you could do is do a wall bed right over here. I've had a lot of people put in wall beds or Murphy beds. And so that way, if you have somebody staying with you and you need a guest bedroom, you just pull that wall bed down off the wall. If you need it as a study, then when you don't have guests over, you could just keep that study desk over there, and then the wall bed stays tucked away on the wall. And I've had a lot of people use wall beds. I feel like it's really coming back strong just because a lot of people are looking for functionality in these homes. And that's one way to keep it functional. So you have that fourth bedroom as that flex space. Okay, we do have a hall bath over here, and that is because we got another bedroom to go to. So the guests can use this as well as both bedrooms can use it. And we're gonna get to that bedroom in a second. But I do wanna show you, we do have a water softener system. We also have epoxy flooring in this garage space. And also this garage does have some great windows in it, bringing in some natural light. So if you like spending time in the garage, you can do a build out there. If you end up buying this home, you could also do just some work on, I have a lot of people turning their garages into workspaces. And so that's one of the biggest upgrades that I've seen, especially when I talk to these companies that do these closet build outs. And I've had a lot of people do closet build outs. I've had a lot of people do garage build outs, utility room build outs, a lot of fun that people are having. Now here we do have an accent wall, which I think looks great. This is the third bedroom downstairs. And so if you don't want your second story just being filled with a bunch of bedrooms, which is what most new construction homes have, you want most of your square footage on the first floor, that's exactly what this plan has. Now, before I head upstairs and show you that game room, media room, take a look at this. I love this accent on the riser in the stairwell, simply because you catch it right when you walk in the front door, right? Now, your front door, when you walk in, your eyes go right up to the beams in the living room, then over to the upgrades in the kitchen. But I love how you glance over here and you're like, what's that? That is amazing. And that is such a cool accent to have going upstairs. Now, this is going to be something that's very different that I don't think you see very often, and that is a game room turned into a media room. And they did that with the projector screen. They painted the walls dark, and then they even have this area perfect for movies. So if you want to enclose this space so the sound doesn't get too much downstairs, you have that. You also have electrical for a projector. You also have a wiring that can fish over all the way down to, I believe, that side or around this area. But either way, you get a lot of great stuff. You also have a access that goes down the stairwell that they already have enclosed. So if you don't want to feel like you're living on top of each other, meaning whoever's upstairs here, if they're watching a ball game, they're watching a movie, you get more privacy downstairs by having these upgrades already in the home. And I find for a lot of people looking to build from scratch, they're starting to look at, or looking at new construction in general, they're starting to look more at resales like this that already have these different upgrades in the home, because they're starting to do the math of how much it would cost to do all these things. And they're realizing, well, I don't really need to do all these things. I can just do it. I can just buy a resale that already has these things built in that are perfect for the home. Now, finally, we did look at that bedroom that has a full bathroom right off of it. It ends up being 3 full bathrooms. The bedroom upstairs has a lot more privacy because nobody is going to be up here other than that person in this bedroom. And for a lot of people, going back to why people buy a plan like this, it's all about the 2-story gives you privacy from 1 story to the next. Obviously, that's the biggest difference between a 2-story and a 1-story. But a lot of times people still want a lot of square footage on their first story. And this one definitely has a lot of square footage. It's got 3 bedrooms down, like we already saw. It's got this wide open main living area, which feels fantastic, and all those upgrades in the kitchen. All right, let me know what you thought about this. If you are looking around Austin and you're trying to figure out what options are best for you, I got a lot of options that are coming up. So stick with me. I got a lot more coming. But if you want this northeast facing property that's got that backyard and that view, then reach out to us. The agent, Seth Capel, who's the listing agent on this home, can help, as well as me. Just reach out to either of us, and we'd be happy to walk you through this home that is for sale and for rent at the time I'm recording this. All right, take care.